Guruji, there is conscious mind and subconscious mind. And it is said that subconscious mind is far powerful than the conscious mind. But it is also said that we can control our subconscious mind using our conscious mind. Is it true?
Can we control our subconscious mind, right? So, can we control our subconscious mind with your conscious mind? Wonderful. Yes, we can control, but we cannot control. You have to understand the things are vice versa. They are not in unidirectional. It's like, your computer. I don't know what you divide the computer into drives. B drive, C drive, D drive and stuff like that. So, sometimes what happens, files in one drive control the other drive, and the files in the other drive also control. It's a vice versa, but because it is a whole computer, or the system is the same. In the same fashion, we are fundamentally awareness. This awareness is resulting into this conscious and subconscious. So, if at all you give this auto suggestion that people say, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, if you say, your subconscious starts thinking, I am rich. And if you keep saying, I am a fool, I am a fool, I am a fool, your subconscious starts thinking, I am a fool. Subconscious is the most powerful, but if you understand, is just a consequence of what your conscious experience is. You live in a surrounding, you think the same way. You live in India, you think like an Indian. You're born, brought up in Germany, you think like a German. So, do you really think the subconscious mind is controlling the conscious mind? It is actually. How? It does not depend on where you stay. It all depends on what you tell to yourself and what deep down you feel. You may be called a fool, you may call yourself a fool, but then deep down you believe you can achieve, you achieve. So, if you see, it is vice versa. You can instruct your subconscious mind to think and behave like rich by giving an auto suggestion, I am rich. It doesn't even matter. Sometimes the workings of the subconscious dictate the conscious realities of life. That is the reason why, see, any sudden bad things happen in your life, they say, consciously I have never thought of this bad in my life. Then why did my subconscious manifest such bad things in life, bad experiences in life? Then they say, it is not the equation of this, but it is the equation of the prior things happening in your life, or things happening much before in your life. But if you observe, it's not that way. We have to understand one fundamental principle here, then we can experience absolute excellence or control over this conscious and subconscious stuff. A lot of people, they also say this, why my visualizations don't work, why my auto suggestions don't work. It's not like that. You have to understand, you are basically awareness, absolute intelligence. Now, you may be a fool, or you may be an intelligent person, you may be a genius. Your ability to produce immunity to disease is there. Now, that is hampered by your behavior, your thought pattern and other factors. But it is basically there. So, the designer, everybody was designed with existential intelligence, which is far superior than your conscious and subconscious intelligence. You are all programmed to absolutely be a natural winner in life. That is the reason why I keep emphasizing this intrinsic belief. You are born to succeed because you are designed to succeed. Every human being, the child, the moment the child is born, you don't have to teach the child where to drink or where to have its milk. You don't have to teach the child to walk, to crawl. or to do natural stuff in the life. Nobody teaches children about sex. How do they know? Life, anything that has to happen, we have this existential intelligence which naturally teaches us. But what is obstructing that infinite intelligence as a natural flow in our life is the conditioning we put, or the strong thought and emotions that we put into your mind and say, this can happen, this cannot happen. It's like water flowing. The water continues to flow. But if you observe, you put a dam at a certain place, then the water will try to take a turn. In the same fashion, I am existential intelligence and I am effectively flowing existential intelligence, but then I have put a condition in my mind consciously or subconsciously. How did I put subconsciously? There are two ways. One, I have a surroundings of mediocrity, of scarcity, and then I resonate and I feel, yes, this is the way of life. Oh, this happens. And that is the reason why when you resonate with that, what happens? There forms a subconscious belief that this is how it happens. Then that existential intelligence will find its way and go and find its obstruction. Oh, I cannot be rich. This same existential intelligence trying to experience the thought I cannot be intelligence is now put into I cannot be rich. So how subconscious mind is getting powerful there? It is the existential intelligence that is making the subconscious mind powerful. What is making the conscious? Your conscious, your subconscious mind. See, two people, they read a bad thing in a newspaper. One person wants to repeat the bad thing. The second person wants to become a police or a law enforcing officer and wants to stop that bad thing from happening in the future. It's a possibility. Yes or no? So if you understand, same news, two people read, one person reacts and the one person responds in a different way. Now why is that so? 90% is what you do to yourself. 10% is what happens around you. But it is vice versa. The 10% of what happens around you can influence the 90% within you. The 90% within you can influence the 10% around you. But both of them are happening because of the life force, your existential life force within you. Yes or no? So, your life force, your intelligence, your existential intelligence, that is flowing. So, it is not the conscious mind or the subconscious mind, it is the existential intelligence that is actually deciding what to follow and what not to follow. But because existential intelligence is not person-centric or individual-centric, the strong emotions experienced by you are in conjunction with the existential intelligence. There are many cases where people never thought they would be rich. People, now for example, we say, you take Mark Zuckerberg or the Google founders or the people, or even the Alibaba ones, the Chinese one, or you see any really rich guy, they never thought they would be that very rich. They never thought that they would be that very rich. They just wanted to be rich. They wanted to be rich, maybe perhaps half of what they have now, maybe something like that. But why did they become? They never envisioned. There is an existential force which can flow and increase your own subconscious and conscious beliefs to the extent it has force within you. Now you put a lot of check dams, then what happens? Even the water that's flowing very fast, example, we have to metaphorically correlate. Even the water that's flowing very fast, when you put a lot of check dams, it slows down. Now when people, they wanted to become rich, they wanted to become maybe 100 crore, or maybe in Indian language 100 crore, 1000 crore, they wanted to become rich. Now they are 40,000, 50,000, 60,000 crore rich. 1000 crore, they 60,000 crore rich there. They never thought they wanted to be that rich, or they never thought it's a possibility. They were just available to the existential intelligence. And existential intelligence started giving more expression, and improving their targets, their possibilities, and it expanded. So it is not even advisable to have this conditioning in mind that my subconscious is being controlled by my conscious thought, or my conscious is controlling my subconscious. Give importance to your existential intelligence. Then what happens? Your subconscious also clocks. Your subconscious clocks itself to the existential intelligence. See, what you focus, that shows its experience. Am I clear with you? If you are sleeping and a big cobra, black cobra is passing by you, you are absolutely deep sleep. Nothing happens to you. You are awake and you are aware of even a small non-poisonous snake. It can create heart attack within you. It is your awareness and focus on a possibility that is creating problems in your life. A non-poisonous snake can give you a heart attack, and a black king or king cobra passing by you in deep sleep is not going to do anything to you. There is a possibility that it may not do anything to you. Yes or no? In the same fashion, what you focus, that alone actually manifests in life. It's not the conscious or the subconscious. So, focus on capability. Believe in yourself that you're born to succeed and you are designed to succeed. And you will find your conscious and subconscious giving way to that belief. You are giving way to the reality. That belief is not actually formed one. That's the intrinsic belief of everyone. That is the reason why, if you see, at the end also you want to be happy. If you see in movies, that's what they show. In my childhood, we used to watch a lot of movies. The villain, after doing a lot of bad things, at the end used to ask forgiveness from the hero. That is what happens. Why? Because intrinsically, no matter what you have done, what you are thinking, what you are punishing yourself, how you are self-sabotaging yourself, there is an element deep down within you which really unconditionally loves you. You are ignoring that unconditional love for your own self, and that is the reason why this self-sabotage is becoming more in your life. So don't give more importance to conscious, subconscious, or the vice versa. Give importance to your existential intelligence. And you will know that you are born to succeed because you are designed to succeed. Jai Gurudatta.